Welcome back, everybody, for another deep dive. This time, we're exploring how AI is impacting the stock market.
Oh, yeah. Definitely a hot topic these days.
For sure. And, we've got this great article called How AI is Transforming Stock Market Prediction. And it's got me thinking, all these headlines about AI hedge funds making crazy returns.
Oh, yeah.
Like way more than the average, almost 3 times the industry average in some cases. So it really makes you wonder, can AI actually predict the unpredictable?
Well, that's a really great question. And it kind of gets to the heart of, the challenge with predicting anything in the stock market, because you have so many factors at play, right? You've got global events, company performance, and then investor sentiment, that can be totally irrational sometimes.
Yeah, it really is a roller coaster. And I guess that's part of the thrill.
Right, exactly. But this article that we're looking at suggests that AI might be able to change the game a little bit because it shifts us from relying on gut feelings and intuition to using data-driven insights.
Right. Yeah. It's like instead of relying on, like your gut feeling or just, a hot tip you heard somewhere, AI can actually look at the data and spot patterns and trends that maybe we wouldn't even notice.
Exactly. And, AI is really good at this, right? It can crunch massive amounts of data and identify these hidden patterns that would take humans, forever to uncover if we even could.
It's like having a super-powered research team working 24/7.
That's a great way to put it, yeah.
So let's dive into some of the specific ways AI is being used, to make these predictions and impact the stock market.
Sure, yeah. So one of the the most interesting areas is natural language processing, or NLP for short. And it's essentially like a super-powered news analyst. I mean, you think about it that way.
Oh, wow.
It can go through huge amounts of text data, right? News articles, company reports, even social media posts, and it can extract these valuable insights from all that information.
So AI can actually understand, like, the sentiment behind a tweet or a blog post about a company and use that information to, like, predict how its stock might perform.
That's exactly right. Yeah, it's called sentiment analysis. And it's really powerful because it goes beyond just identifying, positive or negative words. It actually tries to understand the nuances of human language, like the emotions, the opinions behind those words, and how that might affect market trends.
That's incredible. I mean, that seems like it could give investors a real edge.
Absolutely. And, another thing to think about is the speed of trading. The stock market moves so fast.
Oh, yeah, lightning fast.
And that's where high-frequency trading comes in. HFT is what it's often called. And AI-powered HFT algorithms can execute trades in milliseconds, based on real-time market analysis.
Wow, milliseconds. That's faster than any human could ever react.
Exactly. They can react to these changes in market conditions with incredible speed and precision.
It's like having a super-powered trading assistant, constantly monitoring the market and making split-second decisions.
Yeah, that's a great analogy.
So, okay, we've talked about, some of these AI advancements, but how do they actually translate into benefits for regular investors like me?
Right. Well, one of the biggest benefits is data-driven insights. It moves us away from relying on those gut feelings and guesswork and towards a more objective approach based on hard data.
Right. So instead of, listening to a hot tip from a friend or just reacting to a news headline, AI can actually analyze all this data and identify patterns that maybe we wouldn't see ourselves.
Exactly. And it can help investors make, more informed decisions because they have a deeper understanding of market trends and how individual stocks are performing.
So it's not just about picking stocks, it's also about managing risk, right?
Absolutely. Risk management is crucial, and AI can help with that too because it can analyze market conditions and identify potential threats in real time.
So it's like an early warning system for your investments.
Yeah. That's a good way to think about it. It can help you protect your investments and navigate this, kind of volatile market that we're in right now.
That makes sense. But, we're all human. We all have emotions. We all have biases. How does AI address that?
Well, that's actually one of the great things about AI. It eliminates emotional decision making. So instead of letting fear or greed influence your choices, AI just relies on the data and the algorithms to make rational decisions.
Right. Because we've all made those impulsive financial decisions in the past, that we probably regret later.
Right, exactly. And AI can help avoid that by just sticking to the data, which can lead to more consistent and profitable results over time.
That's pretty amazing. And I guess it's not just about, making the most money. It's also about, aligning with your individual goals and your risk tolerance, right?
Absolutely. AI can take that into account too, so it can tailor financial recommendations to your specific needs and your financial situation.
So it's like having a personal financial advisor who knows you inside and out.
Exactly. Yeah, it's like having that personalized guidance based on your individual circumstances.
Okay, so we've talked about the theory, but let's get practical. How is AI actually being used in the stock market right now? Can you give us some examples?
Yeah, absolutely. So one example is technical analysis, which is basically the art of reading charts and using historical data to predict future price movements.
Right. Charts can be confusing, though.
Yeah, they can be very complex, and not everyone has the time or the expertise to really understand them.
So how does AI help with that?
Well, AI can analyze those charts and identify patterns and trends that might be difficult or time-consuming for a human to spot.
So it's like having an AI assistant to help you interpret all those lines and indicators.
Exactly, and it can help you make more informed trading decisions.
What about portfolio management?
That's another area where AI is being used a lot. So AI-powered portfolio management tools can analyze market trends, adjust your asset allocations in real time, and even suggest diversification strategies to optimize your portfolio.
Wow, so it's like having an AI constantly rebalancing your portfolio for you.
That's right. Yeah, it takes the emotion out of it and makes sure that your investments are always aligned with your goals.
So this really is starting to sound like the future of investing.
It is. It's a very exciting time.
What other cool applications are out there?
Well, we're also seeing the rise of these AI-powered customer service bots in the financial industry, so they can provide real-time market data, answer questions about your account, and even execute trades for you.
It's like having a 247 personal assistant for your investments.
Exactly, and it makes investing more accessible and convenient for everyone.
You mentioned earlier that AI-powered hedge funds are getting amazing results. Do you have a specific example of how that's playing out in the real world?
Yeah, there's a really interesting case study in this article about a French asset management company. They were struggling to get consistent returns, so they decided to try using AI-powered tools.
Okay, and what happened?
Well, the results are pretty incredible. They significantly increased their annual returns, and they achieved an accuracy rate of over 80% in predicting stock price movements.
80%.
That's amazing.
It is, yeah. It really shows the potential of AI to revolutionize the way we invest.
So this isn't just theory. AI is already making a tangible impact.
Absolutely. It's already happening. Yeah, it's really exciting to see, how AI is already transforming the investment landscape. But it's important to remember that it's still early days.
Right. It's a new technology, and there are always going to be challenges and areas for improvement.
Absolutely. One thing that we need to be really careful about is the potential for bias in these AI algorithms.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
Because if the data that's used to train the algorithms is skewed or incomplete, the results could be, inaccurate or even discriminatory.
So just like with a human analyst, we need to make sure the AI is getting a balanced perspective.
Exactly. We need to make sure those AI models are trained on diverse and representative data sets to avoid those biases.
What other challenges do you see? Well, another challenge is the lack of transparency in some AI systems. These algorithms can be incredibly complex, and it can be really difficult to understand how they arrive at their decisions. It's kind of a black box problem.
Right.
And that can make it hard to trust AI's recommendations, especially when it comes to something as important as our finances.
Yeah, I can see why people would be hesitant to just hand over their investment decisions to a system that they don't fully understand.
Absolutely. Transparency is key, to building trust. And that's why there's this growing movement towards explainable AI.
Oh, interesting.
Which focuses on developing systems that can actually explain their decisions in a way that humans can understand.
Oh, so you can actually see the logic behind the recommendations.
Yeah, exactly.
That sounds promising.
Yeah.
What about the role of, human expertise in all this? Are financial analysts all going to be replaced by robots?
That's a question a lot of people have, but I actually believe that AI is going to augment human capabilities rather than replace them entirely, So AI can handle those really data-heavy tasks like data analysis, pattern recognition, but that frees up human analysts to focus on the things that AI isn't so good at. Things like strategy development, building relationships, ethical considerations.
It's more about collaboration than competition.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, it's about AI and human expertise working together to get the best results.
Like a dynamic duo.
Exactly. The most successful investors are going to be the ones who can leverage the power of AI and combine that with their own human insights and experience.
It's like a powerful partnership, each side bringing its own strengths to the table.
Exactly. And, the future of finance is really exciting, and AI is going to play a huge role. But we have to remember that AI is a tool. And like any tool, it can be used for good or for bad.
Right.
So we need to make sure that it's developed and deployed responsibly in a way that benefits society as a whole.
And as investors, it's our responsibility to stay informed and make sure that, our voices are heard.
Absolutely. We can't just blindly trust that technology will always be used ethically. We have to be engaged citizens asking critical questions and advocating for responsible development.
This has been a really insightful conversation. I think the key takeaway for me is that AI isn't about replacing human investors. It's about empowering us with better tools and insights.
I think that's a great way to put it. It's not about humans versus machines. It's about humans and machines working together to create a more efficient and equitable system.
So as we wrap up this deep dive, I want to encourage all of our listeners to explore this topic further. Don't be afraid to dive into the world of AI and finance and see how it might impact your own journey.
Yeah, it's an exciting time to be an investor, and knowledge is power, especially in such a rapidly changing landscape.
And remember, while AI can be a really powerful ally, it's important to stay informed. Do your own research and seek professional advice before making any major decisions. Until next time, happy investing.
Yeah, it really is a fascinating time, right? I mean, on the one hand, you have this amazing technology that could really level the playing field for investors.
Yeah.
But then on the other hand, there are all these big questions about, regulation and control and ethics.
Absolutely. I think you've really hit on the key issues there. What are the safeguards that we need to put in place? How do we ensure transparency and accountability? These are huge questions that go beyond just, the technical aspects of AI. It's really a societal conversation that we need to be having.
And I think as investors, we have a responsibility to stay informed and make our voices heard. We can't just sort of blindly trust that the technology is always going to be used for good.
I completely agree. I think, we need to be engaged citizens asking those tough questions, advocating for responsible development. Because the future of investing is being shaped right now, and it's up to all of us to make sure that it's a positive future. Well said. I think for me, the big takeaway from this deep dive is that AI isn't about replacing human investors. It's about empowering us.
Yeah.
Giving us better tools and insights.
I think that's a really important point. It's not about humans versus machines. It's about humans and machines working together to create a system that's, more efficient, more equitable for everyone.
Exactly. So as we wrap up this deep dive, I want to encourage everyone listening to, go out and learn more about this. Don't be afraid to dive into the world of AI and finance and see how it might impact your own investment journey.
It's such an exciting time to be an investor, and knowledge is power, as they say.
And remember, even though AI can be a really powerful tool, it's still important to stay informed, do your own research, and, talk to a financial advisor before making any big decisions.
Great advice.
Until next time, happy investing.